It is a Patriot League and Southland Conference takeover. Kahn, I realized I didn't unmute myself, but I caught myself before you could say some. Say some, do some. My guy, Kyle Schassburger, David Kahn with you on Dugouts, Dumbbells, and Dingers. Championship week for a couple of leagues. We'll touch on that. Final regular season week for most everyone else. And also, for those of you watching on the YouTube channel, Dugouts, Dumbbells, and Dingers, thank you. We are live. Podcast OGs, College Sports Now, wherever you podcast. Continue to subscribe. Tell a friend. Thank you very much. Last pod, no, we'll do one late Sunday night before we hit the road for Hoover. Just one pod heading your way next week, and we'll have an NCAA tournament bracket a week from Monday. It's happening also fast. Let me find the right I got the PGA Championship up, Kahn. Did you know that was starting today?
Because you just told me, yes.
Okay. Yeah,
there's so much going on sports-wise. We are 1 month from the College World Series. We are 100 days from college football. The NFL schedule just came out in full last night, and the PGA Championship starts today.
Stanley Cup playoffs, NBA playoffs. I can't keep up with it.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Celtics
well,
lost them out. Or well, they're not out yet, but they're done.
They won last night, so it's 3-2.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know, but they're done. They're not going to win in New York.
The hockey has been awesome. I haven't watched a second of the NBA playoffs other than the Bulls play-in game, which they notoriously lose each and every year. And the Bulls with a very slim chance at the lottery earlier in the week, which we didn't even mention. They're picking 12th. Wow. And the Mavericks, just amazing karma, or at least very poetic in a way that Luka Doncic is shipped off to the Lakers, and with a less than 2% chance, the lottery balls bounce their way and they get the number 1 overall pick. They win the Cooper Flag sweepstakes. But we're not here to talk about that. My guy Bryson DeChambeau does tee off at 147. Luke Donald is leading the PGA Championship at Quail Hollow in Charlotte at 4 under par. There's a conglomerate of folks, actually, who are all tied at 4 under par. We're about an hour and a half up the road, northwest maybe at Quail Hollow. Kyle Schassburger, David Kahn coming to you from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Southland Conference, Patriot League. We also have those championships, those tournaments that are going on, including the Patriot League final. More on that in a moment, but we have more Field to 64 projections, and we want to start there before we preview the weekend and give you everything else over the next 30 minutes. Hard out 30 minutes from now, David Kahn. I'm going to hold you to it. It's all brought to you by Baseball Barbecue. Go to baseballbarbecue.com. Promo code 3D-20. 3D-20. Get a head start on Father's Day. baseballbarbecue.com. Apparel, grilling utensils, it's all there. Kahn, Field to 64 projections from D1Baseball.com. We've got some newbies to the top 16 seeds, new regional hosts that have joined the fray here for the final week of the regular season.
Yeah, a bit of a 3 up, 3 down to reference an old segment here on Dugouts, Dumbbells, and Dingers. TCU, Alabama, and NC State into the field of top 16 national seeds. And then you've got Tennessee, Clemson, and Arizona all dropping out of the top 16. Of course, Tennessee and Clemson, we chronicled their slides they've been on Tuesday's podcast, and Arizona just really, they fell on their own sword, unfortunately, over the weekend for the Wildcats, losing 2 of 3 to Utah after falling to Grand Canyon in the midweek. So the Wildcats bottom out of the top 16. On the bubble, though, for hosting, Tennessee and Clemson remain. They could right the ship with wins this weekend for Tennessee against Arkansas, Clemson at Pitt. Clemson has to win that series. They have to. Georgia Tech also on the bubble. DBU and UC Irvine remain on the bubble as well. Then we've got a very intriguing last 4 in and first 4 out. Notables, Iowa and Western Kentucky just scraping into the field. Cal Poly and Texas A&M on the wrong side right now. So that makes that Texas A&M and Georgia series even more pivotal for the Aggies after they got swept by Missouri in College Station last weekend.
Yeah, we talked about the unique symmetry going back to last year when Florida saved their season at Georgia. Foley Field again, the scene for the team fighting and scratching and clawing for their postseason lives. Texas A&M needing a sweep just to get to 13 wins in the league, and then maybe can improve upon that composite aggregate total with a run in Hoover coming up next week. SEC tournament, ACC tournament, both the same this year. ACC got rid of the pods. SEC with the addition of Oklahoma and Texas going to the single elimination format. Top 4 seeds get the bye all the way to Thursday and Friday. That's a double bye. We will have maybe 2 less games. I think it is in total, but all that gets underway Tuesday. Kahn, Tim Bickford, Gabe Genovese will all be on the road. 8 a.m., 9 a.m., maybe at the latest on Monday morning off to Hoover. Can't wait for that. 4 to watch on the projections: Creighton, Oklahoma State, Notre Dame, UC Santa Barbara. So those 4 are lurking. And bids by conference, you should know, projected in right now. And this is D1 Baseball and their staff projecting. This isn't if the season ended today. They are projecting 13 SEC teams in, 10 out of the ACC, 7 out of the Big 12, 4 Big 10, 3 Sun Belt. SLC, Southland, right?
Southland, yep.
Southland getting 2 and CUSA getting 2. I imagine that's DBU in Western Kentucky, with Western Kentucky sliding right in.
Yeah, it is. And the Southland would be UT Rio Grande Valley and whoever wins the Southland. They were assuming that UT Rio Grande Valley does not win the Southland.
Okay.
Because if you notice, UT Rio Grande Valley is among the last 4 in. So they were assuming they don't get an automatic qualifier there. They get in based on their regular season resume.
You noted on the doc on the bubble for hosting, and I think you riffed on that there during your monologue, but Tennessee, Clemson, Georgia Tech, DBU, UC Irvine. I put Florida in there. I stand by it. I put Florida in there based on our conversation earlier in the week. I mean, they got Alabama. That can go a long way
right now. They can knock them out.
Yeah, that can go a long way. I'm not saying Alabama's – now, if Alabama gets swept, I think they still have a legitimate chance at hosting just because they got 2 more ranked wins than anybody else in the country at 15. But I think if Florida secures a sweep, if they're not a host, that's blasphemous. Their turnaround at this point after a 1-11 start in the league, they deserve to be there. Right now, they're projected as a 2 seed in the Raleigh Regional with NC State, UConn, and High Point. Holy smokes. Dude,
oh my.
You're getting my legitimate instant reaction. You're the one that prepped, did your homework, helped put together the doc. Thank you. I am forever in debt to you, as most of our lives, it comes across that way. So thank you very much. I would not be able to live without the presence of David Kahn, who, let me tell you, folks, has been operating at hyperspeed over the last week, maybe 2 weeks. I don't know what kind of caffeine this guy is on. He had whatever kind of gasolina espresso extravaganza that I got from Caribou Coffee this morning as I broke in the new coffee shop next to where I live, went away from Starbucks, tried Caribou, got whatever their equivalent is of a cafe Americano extra espresso. Holy smokes. She's like, how long is your day going to be? Because I was trying to ask her, what is the comparison to any of the extra espresso? I don't know what size. She says, how long is your day going to be? And you can tell by how fast I am talking. I am well-rounded, clicking on all cylinders right now. I said, it's going to be a long day. I'm going to visit my cousin later, but I'm most curious and want to stress and care mostly about the next 4 hours of my life. And this was at 7:15 a.m. And she's like, okay, yeah, I got you covered. But, you could sip that thing throughout the whole day. That thing was done. I exited the drive-thru at 7:30. My coffee was gone by 9:15 a.m. Now, a third of it, maybe a little less than a third, did spill on my seat in my vehicle. Of course, something like that is going to happen because my backpack strap was in the cup holder. The coffee was sitting on top. I pull out my backpack, and the thing tipped over. So I lost a little bit. There was a little bit of leakage, but still, I am percolating right now at hyperspeed, but still can't hold a candle to what David Kahn has been operating at. I don't know what it is you're putting in your coffee each morning, man, which you don't even drink coffee. So figuratively speaking, what are you injecting into your veins to be the connoisseur that you have been in all things broadcast, audio department, SEC Radio Network, pickleball, whatever it is, tennis? I mean, you are just killing the game of life. Kickball, you were in this meeting. You were running this Excel 101. It's actually not an introductory 101 course. You are running like junior and senior level of, research institution on how to utilize Excel in our daily lives in the audio department. And yeoman's work, man. Hat tip to you. I'm glad I'm not that guy.
I am just injecting life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's all I'm using. No caffeine. I haven't really drank caffeine in like the last 7 years or so. Completely cut it out of my diet, as you mentioned. No coffee. I'm just running on a high, man. I'm just running on a high. Life is good. And when life is good, your boy doesn't stop. So, bring on, as you say, bring on all challengers. I will take on anything and anyone. Let's go.
You are guillotining every one of those challengers. You have just come over the top rope, off the top turnbuckle, the winner of the Royal Rumble, the Battle Royale, and every stretch of the imagination gains for David Kahn.
Give me 100 silverback gorillas. I'll take care of all of them by myself. All right.
I wish I had my backpack in here with me because I have my little smallest silverback gorilla figurine that I had placed in there because I
Yeah.
brought it for what I was doing this morning. I had it as a little
Yes.
spirit animal in front of me on the
Nice.
table.
I like
So
that.
I should have brought it into a podcast. One thing I do have is the Borgel ball.
Oh,
I've got it right here, baby. I'm gonna throw you a two-seamer right through your skull. You want to feel? You want to feel the heat? You
I
want to feel
got
the
it.
heat? Boom, right there.
Oh.
We're gonna bring this to Hoover, and we're gonna play around with it. We might take a video or two. We'll see. BackyardBaseballBros.com. The special edition is sold out. It's gone, but you can still get the Borgel ball. BackyardBaseballBros.com. Get yourself 4-pack, $19.99. Support the Bergogno brothers. Support indoor baseball, outdoor baseball. Reinvent the game. Make it safe. Make it fun. It's a foam ball, but this ain't your mother's or your grandfather's or your auntie, your uncle, your nephews, your nieces' foam baseball. This is the Bergogno's foam baseball. Put some respect on that name. Feel those seams. It's like the real thing. I'm squishing it right now like I'm squishing David Kahn's head every single night when I lay my head to the pillow down to sleep. All right, back to projections, man. What else stands out other than that Raleigh regional? Because that is murderer's row.
You know what's funny? I actually didn't even look at the regions. I just looked at the updates, the inserts, the rejects, the on the bubble. I didn't actually take a look at the projections. I'm kind of surprised at myself, but that Raleigh regional is a beast. Holy smokes, that's nasty. And then actually, you know what? I'm looking at them right now, and the first one that pops out to my head, the Austin regional, Texas, #1 overall seed, DBU, UTRGV, and Oral Roberts. I know that's a regional-based regional geographically, but like, wow. That's not easy, especially with a dinged-up Texas team right now that lost their ace in Jared Spencer. I mean, that ain't going to be a cakewalk for the Longhorns. Scrolling through some of the other ones.
And they're paired with the Morgantown Regional, so Texas still projected as the #1 overall seed with Morgantown, West Virginia, which welcomes 2-seeded Tennessee, Virginia, and then Holy Cross. You gave the Texas lineup. LSU is the #2 overall seed. Arkansas, the 3. Florida State, the 4. They've got Mississippi State in there as the 3 seed in Tallahassee. And Northeastern, who's won now 21 in a row.
Yes, that's scary. The other ones that stand out to me, I would say the Auburn regional is tough. 2-seeded Duke, 3-seeded Troy, along with the Los Angeles regional. UCLA 1, the 11 overall seed. UC Irvine 2, Arizona 3. Heck, even San Diego 4. I mean, that's a beast of a quad right there. Goodness gracious.
Coastal,
Cincinnati. Heck, Conway could be tough for Coastal, the 10 seed.
Yeah, comes in there as a 2 with Cincy and Yale rounding out those 4. Eugene is the #9 overall seed paired with Chapel Hill, the 8. North Carolina includes Ole Miss, Iowa Central, Connecticut, Oregon, Wake Forest, Kansas State, and Nevada. So that's the 8-9. The 7-10 is Auburn and Coastal Carolina. 6-11 projections, Georgia and UCLA. The 5-12 projections, Vanderbilt and Oregon State. Oregon State featuring Kentucky, USC, and Sacramento State. Vandy having to deal with Louisville, East Tennessee State, and Tennessee Tech. FSU, Tallahassee with Fort Worth. TCU in as one of the top 16. As Kahn indicated already, UTSA, Oklahoma, Kent State. Alabama and Arkansas, 3-14. The Hogs are the 3, tied to 14. Southern Miss is a 2 going to Tuscaloosa. Going to the capstone with Arizona State there, Missouri State. Also, I like that one. That one is juicy. LSU features Miami, Southeastern Louisiana, and Bryant as the 2, paired with Raleigh, NC State, 15, Florida, UConn, and High Point, as we already talked about. All right, anything else from the projections, or should we get to the Southland and Patriot League details? I want to pull up the stats in real time, give you a couple of names. I know you've done most of this homework, so I'll let you riff, let you do your thing. But anything else from the projections before we move on?
No, let's go to the Southland. I want to start there because that tournament is starting in 18 minutes from now, Kyle Schassburger, and it's a unique style of tournament, right? So it is a double bracket tournament. And a double site tournament. There are 2 sites with 4-team round robins in each from this Thursday, today, that we're recording, through Sunday, May 18th. And then the winners of those 2 4-team round robins will play in the championship series, a best-of-3 series, May 22nd to the 24th, the highest advancing seed will host that championship series. These two brackets are the Hammond bracket, hosted by Southeastern Louisiana, the number 1 overall seed in the Southland, and then UT Rio Grande Valley in Edinburgh, Texas, is hosting bracket number 2. Current format has been this way since 2022. However, they went away from it slightly in 2023, back to it last year. They're back to it again this year. It's double elimination, so each bracket will play potentially 7 games. 7th game is if necessary, so at least 6 games will be played in each bracket total. So each team, minimum 2 games, double elimination, and then you advance out of there and go to the championship series. Very interesting pairings. You've got Southeastern as the 1 and New Orleans as the 8, Northwestern State, who only finished 3 games back of Southeastern and UT Rio Grande Valley for the top spot in the league. They're taking on McNeese. And then in the Edinburgh bracket, you have UT Rio Grande Valley versus Texas A&M Corpus Christi. That's the 2-7. And Lamar and Houston Christian as the 3-6. You take a look at the Southland standing, Shass. Southeastern UTR-RGV finished at the top at 22-8 apiece. But then you've got 40-win Lamar, one of the 10 teams in the 40-win club, at 20-10 as the 3 seed. So I think UTR-GV has the tougher road to get to the championship series than Southeastern does.
Lamar, Southeastern, and McNeese, according to league statistics during the season, entering this 2-bracketed event. So unique. I love it. I don't recall this, and you just gave the history of it, how they went to it in 22, stepped away, got back to it last year. But Lamar, Southeastern, and McNeese are all in the top 4 in both batting and pitching. UT Rio Grande Valley leads the league in hitting at 308. Lamar right behind at 301. The only 2 hitting over 300 as a team. But Southeastern right there at 295. They got the best pitching staff, 3.56 ERA. And then it's Lamar and McNeese. UT RGV is at number 5 at 4.85. So should be some fireworks between those 4 teams in general. I mean, that is the cream of the crop. Give me the seeding and matchups one more time.
Yeah, so the seeding, we have number 1 overall seed is Southeastern. They start with 8-seeded New Orleans. The other matchup in the Hammond bracket is number 4 Northwestern State and number 5 McNeese. In the Edinburgh bracket, you have the 2-7 UT Rio Grande Valley and Texas A&M Corpus Christi, and then you have the 3-6 Lamar and Houston Christian. I'd argue Lamar is a tougher team to get by than McNeese would be for Southeastern. Lamar is going to make it tough on UT Rio Grande Valley. I imagine that will be the 6 o'clock game on Saturday or on Friday after these 2 teams face off with their opponents that I already mentioned today. I imagine that game 4 of this tournament will be UTRGV and Lamar, as it will likely be Southeastern and McNeese is my prediction. Winning this tournament, tough, because you got to play.
Who you got, man? Make a prediction.
Probably 4 games, and then you got to play 3 more the next weekend. So it's going to be a taxing couple of weeks. I'm going to ride the Vaqueros. We've been loving the Vaqueros all year, man. But the problem is for the Southland, they want anybody but UTRGV to win, because if UTRGV wins, nobody else getting in. That's it. It's over. Nobody else has the metrics, at least the way I'm seeing it. So they're hoping that a Lamar or a Southeastern or even a Northwestern State sneaks in, because then they could probably ride UTRGV's metrics to get themselves into the field. But I'm going with the Vaqueros.
I'm going to take Southeastern,
okay,
which will get the Southland, or will at least enhance the opportunity for them to get 2 teams in, with UT Rio Grande Valley having some good metrics at this point in the projection show that 2 teams from the Southland will get in. I don't know the last time we had 2 teams from the Southland get in. The Book of Kahn, what says you?
Oh, I don't know. The last time we had 2 Southland teams. Oh my, that's a great question. I mean, Nichols won the Southland last year.
Get at us at 3D Dingers. All right, let us know.
Let us know.
We need the people to speak up and to help us. Southeastern, though, that pitching staff is very good, and again, top 3rd of the league in hitting. So I'm going to take them. Let's go to this town in Massachusetts that is called Worcester.
See, I knew you would say it wrong. It's Worcester.
Oh, why is it spelled that way? Come on. Worcester,
yes.
Massachusetts. Fitton Field, Patriot League final. Yeah, shame on me, guys. All right? Shame on me. At Kyle Shass. Get at me. I can't even say it when I'm looking at the word.
I know. It's really tough. It's not easy. It is Worcester.
3-game series between Army and Holy Cross. This is going to start on Saturday. Saturday, Sunday,
Yes.
and Monday, if necessary,
Yes.
when we're traveling to
Yes.
Hoover. Army got here by losing game 1 of a best-of-3 to Navy and then swept a doubleheader, 25 and 23, 14 and 11 in the league. They are staring down the barrel of what would be a 7th consecutive automatic qualifying bid into the NCAA tournament. Holy Cross took care of Lehigh in their best-of-3, 29 and 23, 17 and 8 during the league season. What else jumps off the page for you here in this Patriot League final?
I mean, it's Army's world, and we're all just living in it. How can you not pick the Black Knights, right? Like, I mean, Army has won 6 consecutive titles dating back to 2018. They have the most titles in league history with 13. Of course, Holy Cross's only title was the year before Army went on this run of 6 straight. They won it in 2017. How can you not like Army? I know it's at Holy Cross at Fitton Field in Worcester, Massachusetts, but how can you not like Army? They just went on the road and beat Navy, their rival, 2 out of 3, walked it off 6-5 to win it in 10 innings in the finale of that doubleheader that they forced to game 3 after losing game 1 to the midshipmen. So how can you not pick Army, right?
Okay, let me riff a little bit. Looking at the Holy Cross numbers, you got 5 hitting over 300. Oh, these names are great. Chris B. We'll call him CB. CB12, hitting 370. 2 bombs, 46 ribbies. He's the leading hitter. How about the ace, though? The ace, Danny Macchiarola, we'll call him DM20. Slide up in those DM20. Holy Cross stud, 8-4 on the year, 78 in the third innings pitched, 81 strikeouts, 24 walks, 29 runs earned. Opponents hitting 218 off of him, getting into the rhythm for Hoover and pitching changes and providing lines for Army.
Oh man,
Thomas Schreck, 340 hitter.
Schreck.
Yeah, that's an
like
easy
RJ
one.
Schreck.
Like RJ Schreck. I wonder if they're related. You want to put that in the machine real quick while I continue to gloss over the Army numbers? So Thomas Schreck is one of 4 hitting over 300 with the relevant prerequisite amounts of ABs, if you will. They haven't had anybody hit more than 6 home runs on the team. That's William Parker with 6, who's also leading the club with 40 RBIs. So that's 24 home runs. What is the fewest? While you look at that, I'm going to talk here and pull up NCAA baseball stats. I need home run team totals, fewest amount of home runs in the country, because I may have just stumbled upon
They are not related.
They're not related?
No, RJ Schreck has 2 brothers, Jeremy and Ben.
Okay, not related.
No. By the way, I want to go with I want to take a stab at Chris B12.
Okay.
Chris Bylargion. That's my
sure.
stab.
Sure. Army is 277th in the nation with 24 total home runs. 277, the least amount of home runs in the country. You want to give it a guess? I'll give you 3 guesses. Yeah. Just think bad baseball, bad leagues. You're bound to stumble at least into the right conference. And I could direct you from there.
Oh, for the love of God.
12, and this isn't a team. Oh, we need to look up the Maryland Eastern Shore record at this point.
That's where I was going to go first. Yeah.
It's not them, but we haven't checked in on our friends at Maryland Eastern Shore since they got off the schneid and ended 55, 56, 57 game losing streak, but it's not them.
I'm going to go Bethune-Cookman.
Close. You're in the right neighborhood.
Am I in the right conference? The SWAC?
Yes.
Okay. Grambling.
No.
Damn. Now I got to pull up the SWAC to see.
State of Mississippi.
Oh, Delta Devils, Mississippi Valley State.
Nope.
What? Oh.
I believe it's Mississippi. I'm almost positive it's Mississippi.
Jackson State?
No.
Who else?
I could be wrong.
Who is it now?
It's Alcorn.
Alcorn State. Okay. Ooh. Okay, I just pulled them up. They are 1-26 in the Southland or the SWAC. They are 3-39 overall. Oh, no.
This is Alcorn?
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Oh, no.
Man, let's send some Borgo balls down to our folks at Alcorn.
They are
State,
not having fun.
12 total home runs for Alcorn this season.
University of Maryland Eastern Shore, 5-40. They are 4-23 in their conference in the NEC.
Okay.
They have lost how many in a row? Let's see. They have lost only 3 in a row. Good for them. Okay.
Anyways, back to Army. Andrew Berg, 3.21 ERA. He has started 11 of the 14 games. He's thrown 73 innings and 60 strikeouts. What I'm getting at for Army is they don't overwhelm you in any area of the game. They're not going to, but they know how to win. They got a winning culture. Why go against the grain here? Army, they're my pick for the Patriot League, a 7th consecutive automatic qualifying bid to the NCAA tournament. Who's your pick in the Patriot League? Who's your surefire Kahn lock? If
we
there's
need a
such
better
a
name
thing.
for that. Army. Yeah, Army. No question about it. I don't think it's close. I think Army wins. Here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to go even further. Army sweep.
Army sweep. I think it goes 3 games. So
there's
nothing at stake here other than us just pulling each other's chain, which we do regularly. Anyways, some more harshly than others, not pointing any fingers, but it is the one who's currently flapping his gums. Okay, anything else in the Patriot League before we preview the rest of the weekend?
No, let's well, before we preview the rest of the weekend, I want to do 2 things real quick. One, want to remind folks the Regional Rundown show is back. Be sure to join us Friday, May 30th through Monday, June 2nd, the second edition of the NCAA Baseball Regional Rundown, live exclusively on the Varsity Network app. We'll have coverage of every game from Regional Weekend, whiparound style, think college baseball red zone style like the NFL Red Zone, highlights, live play-by-play of the hometown radio call, reactions from first pitch to the final out. We'll have live look-ins to the Women's College World Series with Westwood One's live radio coverage. From there, you'll have myself, Kyle Schassburger, Gabe Genovese, Dan Kortz, Paul Roper, a bunch of other guys going to be contributing to this Herculean effort that we put on for the Regional Rundown. We can't wait. Hoover's first, but right after that, we hit the grindstone. Once again, we don't sleep until college baseball is over, folks. We literally don't sleep in the month of June because there is so much college baseball to be had, and we bring it all to you. NCAA Baseball Regional Rundown on the Varsity Network app, Friday through Sunday, 1 p.m. to 11 p.m., and then Monday TBD, depending on how many games are still playing. So, anyways,
I slept on the floor last night on a pallet that was initially made for my daughter, 9-year-old Pudge, going on 10 in August, but she fell asleep first in our bed, so she slept with Smash, and I slept on the floor on a pallet, not to disturb the 9-year-old who needs some beauty rest because her room is being infiltrated and taken over by the hot Carl Papa Bergs.
That was my second thing. How has the trip been with hot Carl?
It's been great. Like, really, I wish the weather cooperated more. Pudge's game got squashed yesterday, which was part of the whole reason of them coming up to want to see her. I mean, yeah, it's good to spend time either way, but they wanted to see Kylan play a game, and it did not happen. We were able to go out to a place called Party Shack, which was pretty cool. Legit indoor go-karts. It was very similar to the Andretti experience that I had in the Houston area out in Katy, Texas, a couple of years back. Like, same sort of speed, same sort of track. Like, I was very impressed. And it was very slow. Not a lot of people in there on a Wednesday night. So Kylan had to go around the go-kart track by herself because there was nobody else in the junior. So that kind of stank because it wasn't really competitive. But she hit it in stride. And, man, she was fishtailing around like a mofo out there. It was
bat
beautiful.
Out of hell.
Yeah, like a bat out of hell. It's been good though. We got a couple more minutes here before we conclude previewing the weekend, and then I'm gonna hop in the car, get her from school early because we're going down to see my cousin, former special ops. I guess once always special ops. You are special ops out of the Army, Fort Bragg, and he doesn't live too far, so we're gonna go visit with him, cook out, and then stay the night and come back. And then my dad hits the road. They're gonna check out the Smoky Mountains. He's on like this retirement tour that is not a retirement. He just decided all of a sudden to quit his job and has a lot of free time on his hands right now. He needs a job if anybody's hiring a guy of his skill.
But what are his skills? Deliver his resume for us.
He's got a lot of skills. He has worked in the trunking industry, logistics as like an operations manager, and really like head honcho at a lot of different terminals throughout his life. It's never been a job that he loves. It's not his passion. He's just very good at it. His passion is woodworking, home improvement, construction. He works part-time at a
Tim Allen.
Yeah, he is Tim Allen. He is Tim Allen. He works part-time and has in Katy, Texas, part-time at a local hardware store, just repairing screens. People send him screen orders, and he just loves working with his hands. He's a guy who built like everything in the house growing up, entertainment center, for the TV, kitchen tables, whatever, bed frame. Like, he just loves project. Now, how many of those projects does he actually finish? Well, we'll leave that off his resume and credentials, but he's just, from buying homes and rehabbing them as well, with his brothers and my uncles, and, putting them out on the market and selling and trying to flip for a profit. They've done a couple of those, one of which turned into a party house for me in high school. We'll save that for another day, though, because that's a tremendous story in and of itself. Anyways, final 24 hours with the Pops. It'll be a great victory lap with all of us together. Have you seen the hat I'm wearing? Cowboy Country Club. Dude, I discovered these guys on Instagram. This is the hottest hat on the market. Okay. This is not a plug. This is just me. I'm not being paid. I'm not a brand ambassador by any means. But when you see this hat when we get off and you look at it, well, hey, you see what I'm doing here, right? Okay. CowboyCountryClub.com. Here's the thing about Cowboy Country Club. It's not a real country club. Okay. It isn't a physical place. The Cowboy Country Club is a mindset. It's genius, man. You're talking about high quality polos, belts, the hats, the logo. It is incredible stuff. I just got this bad boy. It's the first time I've had it on my head. I put it on for the podcast in particular. That's why I thought it was important to bring it up. It's a brand unlike any other. We're promoting and pushing a country club that doesn't even physically exist. So yeah, it's a mindset. It's a collection. And I'm a member. I'm a member. And Kahn, you should become a member as well. Okay, the weekend. What's your favorite part of the final regular season weekend of the 2025 college baseball season?
All the stuff that's still left to be decided, dude. We don't have an SEC champion. We don't have an ACC champion. We don't have a Big 12 champion. We don't have a Big 10 champion. We don't have a Big East champion. We don't have a Conference USA champion. We don't have a Sun Belt champion yet. Everything is up for grabs on this final regular season weekend, dude. I cannot wait. It's going to be so fun. I am playing so much pickleball this weekend that I don't know how much I'm going to watch, but I'm going to try to do my best. All right. So anyways, I can't wait to see what happens. There's so much up for grabs. All the titles are still up for grabs in the major conferences. Let's go. Dial it.
Give me the pickleball plans, and then I'm ending the stream.
All right. So I am playing in a tournament on Saturday, starting at 9 a.m. until I lose. That's the deal. I'm playing until I lose. In Greensboro. I do not remember the exact club, but it is benefiting the Hirsch Wellness Network, which is a great organization. Look them up if you need to know what they do, because we're running out of time. And then on Sunday, my league that I'm in has a double header. So I'm playing back-to-back matches at noon and 2 p.m. In Louisville at Joni Moser Park. So can't wait.
DPBK, David Pickleball Kahn, Foam at SportsCon4 at 3D Dingers, where you can find us. I'm at Kyle Schass. We'll come to you late on Sunday night. Well, maybe not too late, because then we're hitting the road Monday for Hoover. Enjoy the final week of the regular season.